Good evening everyone. My name is Kalyan. So today I will be dealing with three things. One is your newspaper reading, how to make news, how to read newspapers and how to make notes if at all from the newspaper reading, and how to use the newspapers. That is point number one. And second thing is, should you be making notes in the beginning stages, yes or no? All those questions will be dealt, and the final stages is about the book list, what to read, what not to read for UPSC, because there is too much hype and hangama related to UPSC. So before doing all these things, your first question is, sir, I have to read newspaper. How much time should I be reading newspaper? That is point number one. Second thing, what to read in newspaper, what not to read. For example, if you take today's Hindu as a benchmark, I will show you the paper in a while, right? So should you read some articles? If you have to read, what to read, and all these things are the important stuff. So before you asking me what to read, what not to read, I would like to ask you, are you aware of the syllabus? Yes or no? Because you are going to prepare for one of the most toughest exams in the country, that is UPSC, right? So at least, see, there is syllabus for prelims, but UPSC will not stick to prelims syllabus. But for mains, it actually does stick to the syllabus. So if you take, there are 4 papers, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then you have your essay and optional. Okay. Collectively, there are 6 major papers in UPSC, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So first of all, you should know what are the things that are under the syllabus. If you don't know that, you cannot read newspaper. You are not even eligible to read newspapers if you don't understand what you are reading for. Okay. So for example, in GS paper 1, you have art and culture, right? World history, modern Indian history, then society. What else is there in GS paper 1? It's like you are going to a war, but you don't know what kind of weapons the enemy have. So first of all, what should you do? Take the printout of a syllabus copy. GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, art and culture, world history, modern Indian history, society, okay, geography. Yes, these are the major units. Am I missing anything? Post-independence consolidation. Like this, the syllabus is segregated into major things. Now, when you come to paper 2, what are the things in paper 2? Polity, constitution, governance, social justice, and international relations. Okay. Then you have GS paper 3, where you have economy. Yes. Then what else? You understand where you stand now? Okay, so to prepare for any exam, what is the basic requirement? Mug up the syllabus copy. You have economy, which also have subpart of agriculture. Okay, then you have science and tech. Then you have disaster management, environment and biodiversity. Like this, the syllabus is divided into paper 3. Okay, then you have ethics, integrity, aptitude and case studies. Okay, apart from this, whatever is remaining will either fall under essay or optional. So I expect you to create a mental map of all these subjects. Okay, I didn't add internal security. Pardon me. In GS paper 3, you also have internal security. So write down these points in your first page, because if there is something that you have to take away from my class today, I want you to print this image in your mind. Okay. Please write down when we read newspaper, when I show you newspaper, it will be helpful for you. GS paper 1, what are they? Art and culture, world history, modern Indian history, society, geography, post-independence consolidation. This is not my creation. This is purely in your UPSC official syllabus. Okay. If you don't know the syllabus, you are just doing what? Time and pass. There are 2 things, no? If you don't know the syllabus in UPSC, what are you doing in UPSC? Time pass. That is my opinion. Okay, not a judgment. So as a beginner, it's okay, but after 1 month, it's not at all okay. Okay. How is this helpful? We will see just in a while. So write down these things. This is nothing but your macro view, bird's eye view of syllabus copy. This is called as bird's eye view of syllabus copy. What is bird's eye view? When the bird is flying very high, it will see the buildings like 2D or 3D? It will see it like a maze from the top. But if you are standing beside two buildings, you cannot see beyond two buildings. But if you are a bird, you can see the entire city. Yes or no? Aerial view. Exactly. Got it? See, even if you don't know the shortcuts, write down. One day you will know. IR means international relations. IS means internal security. ENB is environment and biodiversity. DM is disaster management, science and tech, agriculture, economy. Okay. This is polity, constitution, governance, social justice, international relations. This is ABCD of UPSC exam. Okay. Clear? You have to remember it. Not only knowing these terms, you also are supposed to what? Remember them. This is your first homework. So what is the deadline? This is September 1st more or less. Okay. By October 2nd, Gandhi Jayanti, you should mug up entire syllabus. If you open syllabus, there are lines within the internal security. For example, cyber security is there, traditional security, non-traditional security, emerging threats, like this sub parts of syllabus is also there. Okay. Under polity, self-help groups, governance, women, like this lot of syllabus has to be mugged up. So 1 month time is there for you. Okay. So newspaper class, why is our talking about syllabus? Yes or no? If you don't know the syllabus, what will you do? You will read everything and anything. But if you know the syllabus copy, you will know what to read, what not to read. So a boundary has been set by whom? Syllabus copy. Okay. This is the first rule of reading newspapers. Prerequisites of reading newspapers. Done with the chart? Okay. Yes. The next thing you people should do is start mugging up, not now, but previous year questions. You have to mug up what? Previous year questions of what and what? Both prelims and mains. How old? Minimum 10 years. So first one is mugging up of syllabus. Second one is 10 years previous year questions. How good? The moment you see a term in the newspaper, the moment you see a word in the newspaper, you are supposed to know, should I read this or not? If yes, why should I read it? Okay. If possible, with years. Sir, in 2011 this was a question. In 2020 this was a question. Like this you should be able to tell in what? Prelims and mains. Okay. So these are the prerequisites. What and what? Syllabus copy and previous year questions. So now that you are smart, understandable, like how to read newspapers, we will directly go into the newspaper and see. Again, if you see some ads in the newspaper, that is not an endorsement, right? For example, most people don't even bother to read the last papers. So we will start with what? The business section. For example, this paper is called as business section. Yes or no? Okay. Now you see so many articles. As an absolute beginner, okay, whatever you see on the screen, how many of you think like what articles do you think are useful? Is the Dell article useful? Okay. Is high income affecting the rural demand useful? Okay. Is SoftBank article useful? Like this, there are so many articles in the paper. Okay. Which of these articles are useful? So, bank related, India Bank gets directors. Okay. Is it useful? How? You are just saying that it's useful, but you actually don't know why it's useful. Can you justify? You got my point? Yes? If you say yes or no, that's the simplest job in the world. Yes, it's useful. My question is, why it's useful? You cannot justify. But one day, not today, but one day you will mug up what? Previous year questions. That day you will tell me, sir, in 2016 or 17, they asked a question. Who appoints the directors of public sector banks? Bank board bureau. Now it has been replaced with some other organization. See, as a beginner, you are not supposed to know all these things, but you understand my concept. Every word will also tell you that was a previous year question. Okay, that is why it's important. Then automatically your brain will remember what? Which articles to read, which articles not to read. For example, if you see this simple innocent looking article, Brent oil prices might rise to $97 in 20 24. What is Brent? Beside it is oil. So Brent must be, Brent is what? It's an oil. So Brent must be a crude oil. Sir, I have no idea. This is total Sanskrit Latin for me. Yes or no? All of you know gold? Yes? Yes? Yes or no? You know gold? So when I say how do you know the purity of gold, what will you say? Which carat? 10, 12, 24 carat gold is good. Who told you? Normally. Yes or no? That is what we use. 24 carat gold is considered as benchmark. Okay. For example, international exchange. If you are going to a different country, what do you normally convert your rupees into? Dollars. So dollar is considered as standard. Yes or no? Like this, if you open Hindu paper every day, okay, here in the top right corner, there are 4 items. That is Sensex, US dollar, gold, and what? Brent oil. So Brent means what? A benchmark. Just like gold, 24 karat gold, oil has a benchmark. What is that benchmark? Brent. Now, see that box won't change. Every day, 365 days, if you open Hindu, if there is a business paper, it will be written there. Okay. Now the thing is, you are not even aware that Brent is important. Why are you not aware? You have no idea that is a previous year question. Not once, it has been asked twice. Okay, the moment I tell you Brent oil has been asked twice, okay, next time when you see the paper, how will you look at the paper? Very, very attentively with lot of focus. Why? Where did your focus come from? Previous year question. You understood the simple logic? That is the only difference between you and me reading newspaper. You will be reading everything in the newspaper. I will be reading what? Only the most important things. Second thing, how will I read it? For example, let's understand this line. Okay, as a beginner, you may not focus on this particular term. What is the term? OPEC producers, that is OPEC plus countries. Oil producing or petroleum oil exporting countries. Okay, so in the world there are very few oil exporting countries. Okay, all of them can form a group. Okay, they will decide the prices of what? Oil. When oil prices increase, will Indian inflation increase or decrease? It increases. You don't know. Today you don't know, but one day you will know. Oil prices increase, India's cost also increase. Oil price decrease, India's cost also decrease. Then you will understand, oh, when Brent oil increases, food cost in India will also increase. You will establish a direct connection. But today, if you are reading newspaper without all this awareness, what will you do? You won't even look at this article with attention. Got my point? Yes. So next time, slowly over a period of time, what will you learn? Syllabus copy, previous year questions, and what to read in the particular articles. Okay. Got it? Yes. In the same way, if you look at this article as an absolute beginner, okay, you have zero attachment. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this article? And it's a wrong question. It should not be asked to the beginners, but just still guess. 4, 5, 6, 2, 1, 0, 10 out of 10 are very, very important. No idea, right? Got my point? So, if you are writing a notes without even knowing what to write, do you think you can make a good notes? You will just reproduce everything in the notes. Okay, that is first understanding. Now, we will go back to the basics, prerequisites of reading newspapers. Next, tell me what is the definition of current affairs? At least for UPSC. All of you know newspapers is equal to current affairs. Yes or no? Day-to-day events. What is current affairs? Present running topic. Okay. Running topic of what? National and international news. Okay. Whatever you are trying to tell you is very correct from your point of view. Why? For a beginner, current affairs means things in the news. Okay. For me, current affairs is nothing but this chart in action. Current affairs is nothing but this chart in action. What is this chart in action? This is nothing but static subjects. For example, what I used a term called as inflation. You may or may not know what is inflation. Where will you learn that term? In GS paper 3, economy, you will learn what? Inflation. Okay, oil prices are decided by some other countries. So if we have good relation with some other country, what does that come under? International relations. Yes or no? India decided to make computers within India. Who decided that? Government decided that. That is nothing but governance. Yes or no? Government can allow to import laptops, or government can ask companies to create laptops in India. That is a choice of government. That is nothing but governance. So that laptop article is a link between governance and economy. Did you understand? So there is no such thing as current affairs. Occasionally there will be something called as current events. Okay, like Prime Minister went to a particular country. That is an event. Okay, why he went? The basic is where? GS paper 2. International relations. You understood now? Like this, the moment you look at a particular article, your brain should get what? The map of your syllabus copy. Where will this article be useful? Okay. Now we will do that small exercise. Okay. Are you able to follow so far, or am I going fast? Are you able to comfortably understanding whatever I am trying to tell you? Yes. Smart people. Okay. China doubles down on new map, tells India to keep calm. So China and India are having a issue. Okay. First thing that should come to your mind is what? It's related to a different country. So which paper? GS2. Under what? International relations. So you automatically will read this article or no? Why? It is related to international relations. Okay, very good. Now what about this article? Karnataka starts releasing water on Center Water Management Authority. It is related to GS paper 2 governance, and you can also drag in constitution. Yes or no? Water sharing, interstate water dispute. So water is very important. Yes. So there is a drought like situation, or there is a less rainfall. So both the states are supposed to share water. Okay. Will you read this article? Yes. Okay. Now what is the other thing that a senior will do? A senior will know what is the river that is being shared between whom and whom? Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Yes or no? Is it Krishna? Is it Godavari? Okay. Or is it some other river? You will not bother today, but one day you will know. Why? If you see previous year questions repeatedly, example, I'm giving example, right? Okay. Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri, Tungabhadra. For beginner, you will focus. Okay. Next you will focus what? What are the tributaries? Tributaries of those rivers. Why will you read them? In previous year questions, repeatedly UPSC asks, what is the tributary of this particular river? So next time if you see a river, what will you remember? You will not only remember the river, you will remember its tributaries. You will also remember which states it is passing through. Again, you focus on the what I am trying to teach you, not what you know. Okay, the essence is what? Using previous year questions, you can make UPSC preparation very entertaining, very easy to remember, or else if you mug up things for the sake of marks, you will not grow in UPSC. Am I able to make my point very clearly? So what is the difference between you and a senior? Syllabus copy, previous year questions, understanding how to read an article and what to read in a article. Clear? Yes. Next we'll just quickly try to move to other articles. Why am I skipping all these papers? Because I can skip. That is rule number 1. Second thing is, they are all filled with political news or not so important news. Okay. Next, this article, the need for an Indian system to regulate AI. See, you haven't read today's newspaper, you don't even know what that article is about. But common sense will tell you that AI is related to artificial intelligence. Regulate, that means somebody has to control artificial intelligence. Okay. So now close your eyes, think of paper 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Where does this article seems to be placed? Using common sense, not UPSC preparations. Sorry? Science and technology. So AI technically is what? Science and technology. Regulation means law. Yes or no? Law comes under? Polity comes under GS paper 2. Science and tech comes under GS paper 3. Okay. Then what else? All those things come under GS paper 2. Okay. In a case, just for understanding sake, if artificial intelligence also affects Indian society, okay, if it affects Indian society, that comes under GS paper 1. Like this, same article can be applied in GS paper 1, 2 and 4. Okay. Next, it will also involve ethics. Why? Making law is very ethical business. You have to do business, you have to make laws for what? Welfare of society. If laws are not ethical, they will lead to lot of problems in the society. Like this, you can take one article and fit it or look it from different perspectives. As a lawmaker, can I make laws? Yes. Should it be ethical? Yes. Should it make the society better? Yes. Should it improve the economy? Yes. So GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4 all touched? Yes or no? Should India control artificial intelligence? Yes. Like this, you will understand slowly. But if you don't even know where you are going to use this article, you will look at the article only from limited perspective, narrow perspective. Got my point? Yes. So don't worry if you don't know any of the things I am saying. Okay. But essence is very clear. Whenever you look at an article, what is the basic requirement? Where will I use in the syllabus copy? Okay. Yeah. Next, for example, let's take this article, controlling women's sexual autonomy. Okay. So in UPSC, women related topics are very important. Which papers women come under? Society. Society, as I have showed you in the beginning, which paper? GS paper 1. In GS paper 2 also I have written something called as social justice or social issues. So this article directly belongs under which two papers? GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. Okay. That much if you understand and if you read this article, what will happen? Your mind will be focused on women and Indian society. Yes or no? For example, all of us know without reading this article, a newly married couple is there. Okay. Who will decide when to have a baby? Normally the couple are supposed to decide on their own. Yes or no? But it is the mother-in-law who will force. I need a poti. Yes or no? I need a grandchild. Who will change the couple? Say, I am not talking about highly educated, very well-off, privileged families. I am talking about ordinary women. Okay. Who will decide? Who will decide when should you get married? Most of the times, parents. See, again, boys, I am not asking men, right? Normally speaking, it applies to women. Yes or no? 24, 25 relatives will come and start pressurizing you. That pressure will be taken by your parents. Parents will decide when you should marry, whom you should get married to, and all these things. Okay, there are wonderful stats in India. That is a different discussion. The thing is, you don't have autonomy on when to get married. Then after marriage, whose responsibility? Husband's responsibility. Father-in-law and mother-in-law will decide how many children you should have. If you are having girl child, after girl child, they will pressurize you to have male child. That is metason preference. Like this, entire life, women's choices are decided by whom? Some mothers, except her, I mean, if she is very ill educated, she is working in a software company making 20 lakhs per annum, that is a different scenario. She may or may not listen to you. Even then, there is no guarantee. Because Kerala is one of the most educated states in the country. But Kerala is also very famous for dowry deaths. So, there is no guarantee that education will protect you from the social evils. You understand simple things, right? Okay. So like this, see, unfortunately, even if you talk about abortion also, okay, even in India, abortion is also more or less decided by so many terms and conditions. There is even an act for when a woman should get abortion and all these things. Okay, recently a woman committed suicide in Bengaluru because of Australian case. You might be aware, no? So I mean, I'm trying to tell you is a woman's autonomy is always decided by more or less society, unless she is highly educated, lucky enough to escape the societal pressures. Okay, so such articles deal very sensitively about what? Women issues. So when you read articles, you will apply all these things in your GS paper 1, GS paper 2. Okay, sometimes even ethics. Clear? If you are not see, I'm not going to discuss the articles because all of you understand that this is a beginner class. I'm not supposed to tell you why you should remember this article. First of all, why should you read newspapers? Okay, but did you observe the diversity? First paper homepage, we discussed China, next we discussed water, then we are discussing women, then we are discussing economy, then we are discussing artificial intelligence, we are discussing ethics, women issues. One day, in 1 hour, you are revising GS paper 1, 2, 3 and 4. Daily, every day you are getting to cover the entire mains syllabus. That is not possible through any magazines or mug up stuff. Okay, now look at this side heading. Okay, in India, 74% cannot afford a healthy diet. UN report. What is the population of India? 1.4 crores. Recently, there was a report that we are the #1 most populous country in the world. We surpassed China, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, see that question. What is 70% of 140 crores? Don't worry, the numbers doesn't matter. What I'm trying to tell you is very, very good number of people, around 75%, 2/3 of the Indian population cannot have what? Healthy diet. Can it be directly related to lot of issues? If you are not eating properly, what will happen? Opposite will also happen, right? Sometimes obesity will also happen. Sometimes you will have food, but you are not having nutritional security. That is called as hidden hunger. Yes or no? So almost all the problems in India are directly depicted through poverty. That is one more dimension. You get my point? Yes. See, healthy diet does not mean you are not able to eat food. Healthy diet also can means you are not eating the right things. Okay, there is lot of diversity. Okay, then you can also think about millets. What are millets? Have you ever eaten a millet? Ragi, bajra, jowra, and all those things are called as millets. Ragi roti, jonna rote. Yes, all these things are what? Millets. How will they help you have a good diet? That is all. Those are all the things you can think and understand because of this particular articles. Okay, you get the diversity. That is why you should read newspapers. What will happen if you read newspapers like this in depth every day? First of all, you will be very well informed. Very well informed. Okay, everything that is happening in the society, you will come to know. Okay, I will give you a very simple example. People who are writing mains now, 10 days from now, they will be writing mains in 2023, right? Okay, when I evaluate their copies, what is the single biggest issue most of them have? Examples. Most people cannot or don't remember good examples, and even more sadly, they cannot remember contemporary examples. Okay, they cannot remember what? Contemporary examples. They will write 1971 Indira Gandhi did like this, Mahatma Gandhi did that. Okay, but they will forget that yesterday this thing happened. Yes or no? Is it really that hard to remember examples? Yes? Sure? No. Nah. Okay. So all those people who are attending a class, I will ask a very simple question. Okay. Are you honest? Are you honest? For sure? All of you are honest people? Sure? Huh? No? Yes or no? You understand no what I am asking? Are you honest? Yes. Now your average age is 20, 21? Yes, 21, 22, 23, 24. That is your age gap. Okay. So from the age of 16, you are more conscious. You know what you are doing in your life. Ante ఊహ వచ్చింది. You have some clarity in life. What are you doing? Before that, you may or may not remember everything. From the age of 16 till this time, that means 21. In the last 5 years, okay, think of 5 examples where you have displayed honesty. Just don't tell me. Okay. Just close your eyes or bow down your head and think 5 examples where you displayed what? Honesty. Think. Online people, please think. Don't stare at the screen. Think. 5 examples where you have displayed honesty. You personally. Got all the 5? Yes. No difficulties. You are able to easily recollect. You are a very honest person, no? But those who actually understand, if I ask you to put it on pen and paper, don't you think you will struggle? Yes or no? Remembering. What did you do? You went back and tried to remember every good thing or bad thing that you have done. So that is when you know what is honest things, what are not honest things. So like this, now imagine you have to remember this entire syllabus, every subtopic and every contemporary topic and examples for each and every word. Just as an example, I will tell you, in ethics alone, you will have to remember at least 100 names, 100 examples. Integrity, this person displayed integrity in this situation. That is an example. Honesty, yes or no? Probity, transparency, accountability. The moment I say, you have to write what? Transparency. This person displayed transparency in this particular situation. Like this, you have to mug up example. But when you come to GS paper 2, you have to write the same transparency in a different sense. Yes or no? Like this, you understand the difficulty? There are so many things that you have to read, mug up and understand, and you have to mug up examples of each and everything. That is not possible through only mugging up. That is possible through what? Organic understanding. And the organic understanding comes from what? Reading newspapers. Every single day, 365 days, slowly if you inject examples, what will happen? Automatically you will get stronger. In school or college, what will we do? We mug up. Tomorrow morning exam is there. Today night out, we will mug up all the examples. Tomorrow morning, we will vomit on the face of the examiner. That worked in what? School and college. That will not even closely work in UPSC. So you have to read what? Newspapers, magazines, revise every day so that you will apply all these things in the real exam hall. Clear? Okay. Is this article important? Railway to expedite installation of safety systems on passenger trains. Why is it important? Road accidents, rail accidents. Okay. Why? Why is it government's problem? Why is it important for UPSC? Which paper? GS2 na? 3. Science and technology. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Science and technology. Apart from that, GS paper 2. Why? Social justice, huh? Constitution. Why constitution? To make laws in railways is constitution, huh? That is polity. Okay, that is polity. But even more important, it is governance. It is your responsibility. Yes or no? You got into a bike. Okay, your expectation is what? To reach home safely. So whose responsibility is it? Everybody's responsibility, right? I should not hit you, you should not hit me. Everybody should drive carefully so that we can reach home safely. So if I get into a government train, whose responsibility is it? Government's responsibility. Okay, even if it's not government train, private vehicles also. Recently government said every car should have airbags. Why? To prevent accidental deaths. So that is fundamental right to life. You should not lose your life because of carelessness of others. So like this, the more you have static knowledge, the better and easier for you it is to understand all the newspaper articles. Got my point? You won't completely master the basics of the newspaper unless you mug up syllabus copy, previous year questions. So next 1 month you should invest only on what? Syllabus and previous year questions. Okay, that is the expectation. If you haven't understood anything so far, please let me know. I will be happy to elaborate more on why reading newspaper. And second thing, you won't commonsensically ask me, sir, should I make notes? First of all, you don't know which articles to make read, then you don't even know what to make notes of. So my outright answer for a fresher is, for the first 3 months, don't even think about notes or notes making. You are not eligible. Why are you not eligible? You are supposed to read polity, you are supposed to read economy, geography, history, science and tech, art and culture, ancient, medieval, environment and biodiversity. Like this, you need to cover what? Basics. When you are covering the basics, those events that are happening in the news is current affairs. But if you don't have basic, then what is the purpose of current affairs? Yes or no? But at the same time, you are supposed to read newspapers every single day. Why? To be aware. The term is what? Aware. There is a difference between awareness and knowing. Awareness is what? I am aware that something has happened. Okay. But what is knowledge? Knowing it very deeply. You should invest your time and energy in the static part. You should read newspapers for staying in the touch with the present day world. That is your job. Okay, no notes making drama whatsoever. I'm very against that particular thing. If you want to waste your time, that's a whole different thought process and dimension. Okay, then your question is, sir, if I read and forget it, how will I remember it after 6 months? That is your question. Okay, but the beautiful part is, current affairs is circular. Current affairs is circular. That means in August 29th or 30th, this article came, train accidents, government has to take care. In January 2024, again one more article will come, government has to take care of trains. Okay, then again we will discuss the same thing, trains, bus, aeroplane, ships, whatever transport is there, we have to make it safe. Why? People's lives are important. Who should take care of that? Government. So whatever I taught you today, I will also teach you in January 2024. Isn't it circular? The same topic came again in a different article, but the concept changed. Today we will say people should die. In January we should say people will save, should be saved. No, na. Today also we will say people should be alive. In January also we will say people should be alive. Today also we can link it to fundamental rights. Then also we will link it to fundamental rights. That means more or less the topics will keep on coming again and again and again in the news. They will rotate themselves. Okay. So don't worry that if I miss something, I will miss anything. See, if you are worried like that, then you should also be worried about last 1 week current affairs, 1 year current affairs, 1 month current affairs. You will go back and read 1 month. That is not possible. So today is the best day to read starting newspapers, and you should continue for the next 1 year. Don't worry about the past, because past will be covered in today. Today will be covered tomorrow. Clear? Yes. Any questions regarding newspaper reading? You understood the basic? Got some perspective? Yes. Will you read all useless articles? First of all, you should know what are the useless articles. For example, politics. Somebody is going to Ladakh, Rahul Gandhi is going to Trivandrum, Modi is going to Uttar Pradesh. Should you read such articles? No. Why? They don't add any value. But Prime Minister Modi is going to give a speech in G20 summit. That's very important. On August 15th, he gave a speech. Is that important? Yes. So using syllabus copy, previous year questions and some common sense, you can clearly understand what articles to read, what articles not to read. For example, Jailer movie made 500 crores. Should you read it? It doesn't matter. Should you watch Jailer movie? That is your personal choice. Freedom of speech and expression. I cannot stop you from watching. No, you can watch. You got my point? So, any questions? Can we start previous year questions without completing any syllabus? Yes, Manikanda, with the very basic of reading previous year questions, I said only questions. I never used the word you should know the answer to those questions. Did I say that? No. So, for example, if there is a question about let's say Brent crude oil. Okay, what are you supposed to know? There has been a question on Brent crude oil. What kind of question? Where is Brent crude oil found out? Okay, is it sweet or sour? What are its qualities? Okay, then is it a benchmark that we use in India? Like this, you have an idea. So when you read newspaper, at least you will focus on what? Brent. Over a period of time, when your economy classes are done, when your Indian economy classes are done, after that, if you don't know the answer to the previous year question, then there is a problem. Okay, so don't worry about answers of prelims and mains from day one. All you have to do is what? Know questions. For example, pressure cooker. If I tell the word pressure cooker, is it important for UPSC? No. But if you know there is a previous year question that what is the principle of physics behind pressure cooker, so next time when you see pressure cooker, what will you do? You'll at least remember, okay, I'm supposed to know how pressure cooker works. Yes or no? Common sense. When not in newspaper, in science NCERT, when you are reading, no, that is when you see, okay, pressure cooker works like this, you will be more attentive. In the newspaper you see prestige ad and you become attentive, there is nothing I can do. But if you are reading science NCERT, you should be attentive. Got the difference? Yes, like that. Yes, feel free to ask questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions, because you are all here to learn. If you know everything, then that's not your problem. Yeah, anyone else? So many people online. Okay, now if you are not asking, I will ask questions. Sir, which newspaper to read? Obviously the Hindu is one thing, then there is a newspaper called as the Indian Express. See, there is a New Indian Express and there is the Indian Express. New Indian Express should not be read for UPSC. You should read what? The Indian Express. Okay, especially a page called as explained. There is a page called as explained section in the Indian Express. Okay, that you can read editorials and opinions of that paper plus explained page you can read for Indian Express. Okay, or else if you are a beginner, you just want to read one paper, the Hindu will suffice. Okay, sir, I am a working person, I am a lazy student, whatever your excuse is, you are not having extra time to read. What to read? Then my simple suggestion is, wake up, open to the middle of the newspaper, that is directly to the editorials and opinion section. This part of the newspaper is called as editorial and opinion section. The left side two articles are there, they are called as editorials. They are the stand of the newspapers. Okay, they will have a lot of facts and analysis. Okay, the right side two columns are there, no, they are called as opinions. Okay, the top one, the AI article, is called as lead article, LEAD, lead article. That is the most important article of the entire newspaper. These articles, okay, this kind of articles will teach you what? Opinion. Every single person can have what? Opinion. But your opinion should have some logic, justification. Yes or no? If I say sun rises in the west, that is my opinion. Who am I? Am I a scientist? Did I prove through some science research that sun rises in the west? Okay, I will say India is a weak country. Can I say? I can say, but is it a right argument? It may or may not be. I have to prove you with facts, no? So every opinion should be backed with what? Facts or logic or analysis or data. Okay, that you can learn from opinion. Okay, whereas editorial is also kind of like opinion, but that is a stand of the newspaper based on facts. So one day when you start writing mains answers, you will understand I have to write my answers like what? Editorials. Okay, every editorial will have good amount of facts, opinions, keywords and data. So that is why if you start reading newspapers, editorial and opinion are the most important section. Sir, what if I read only editorial and opinion? Fantastic. As a beginner, just read that. The rest of the time you should read NCERTs. Okay, editorials plus opinion. In the starting, only read the Hindu. If your speed improves, then you can read Indian Express also. Okay. Yes. Anything else? So far clear? What about the rest of the articles? you may or may not read, but if you have time while reading, while having breakfast you can read, while having lunch you can read, while commuting you can read. You don't need a lot of focus to read the other papers, but when you're reading editorials and opinions, you should be very fresh, you should be very clear in the mind. Coming to the NCERT book list. Okay. So there is a huge debate what NCERT is to read. Should you read every NCERT out there, so on and so forth. Okay. The simple answer is most of the NCERTs nowadays have become outdated. Okay, most of the NCERTs have become outdated. If you have attended my polity classes also, I have told you time and again repeatedly that most of the NCERT stuff is outdated. Okay, but at the same time, the language of NCERTs will teach you how to read, how to think in a very nice fashion. So there is no harm if you read all the classes, all the subjects from 6th to 12th, but that is an utter waste of time. Okay, you should read selectively. For example, there are different schools. I will tell you all the different kinds of schools. I will provide you the PDF. They will share you in the group. Okay, but which school you want to follow, that is totally your choice. Okay, and it also depends on common sense. Okay, let's say for example, geography. Geography is a very important subject. So first of all, let me tell you the difference between mains subjects and verticals. Okay, what we call as verticals. What are the important subjects? Polity, Indian economy, polity, Indian economy, modern Indian history. Okay, geography. Geography is again divided into physical geography and Indian geography, and then world geography for resources, locations and all those things. Okay, which will include maps. So 4 subjects are done. These are called as 4 pillars. These 4 subjects are called as 4 pillars. They will make or break your UPSC preparation. Remember my words very carefully. They will make or break your UPSC preparation. Why? In prelims, they are the dominant subjects. In mains, they are the dominant subjects. To understand newspapers, which 2 subjects are most helpful? Polity and economy. So if you master polity and economy, newspaper will become cakewalk for you. Yes or no? If you understand geography, you can easily understand environment and disaster management. Right? So these are 4 pillars. Now the new heavyweights in prelims, what are they? Art and culture, environment and biodiversity, science and technology. Okay. Then you have 2 subjects called as ancient and medieval. Personally, I hate them. The reason is not that I don't learn them or understand them. Personally, I believe that the cost benefit ratio is very, very minimal. No matter how many times you read them, you will forget them. But like, I cannot say buckpass, but you understand, right? Like, it's very difficult to mug up all the small trivial things. Okay. My personally least favorite subjects, ancient and medieval. In the order of preparation also, I will suggest the same things. Again, totally your choice. Sir, I will put them number 1. Who are you to say? Your wish. Okay. But my first pillars are these 4 subjects. Then I will give importance to art and culture, environment and biodiversity. Okay. But if you think logically, 4 and 7 are interlinked. If you understand 4 very nicely, you will also understand 7 quite easily. Clear? Okay. Now, within this, how many subjects should you read NCERTs? That is one school of thought. There are NCERTs for almost all the subjects. Okay. Let's say definitely ancient and medieval you have to read NCERT. That is R.S. Sharma, Satish Chandra and all those things, which has been published as a books also. Then there is Tamil Nadu NCERT also. Then there is also one more book called as 11th class Tamil Nadu NCERT. If you read the textbook, at least it tries to make that subject very interesting. Okay, so Tamil Nadu NCERT. These are recommended books for ancient and medieval. Okay, next, a very disputed but controversial source for NCERT is modern Indian history. Old NCERT, new NCERT, this, that, there. You must have heard lot of things. Okay, but the simplest thing is, okay, the themes in modern Indian history. There are 3 books. Themes, modern Indian history, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Most questions are nowadays coming from that particular book. Themes for modern Indian history. Themes. Okay. Then there is also one textbook by Bipan Chandra. Okay. I personally believe reading the first 7 chapters is enough in that textbook, not the entire textbook. Okay. So there is no link that only when I read ancient, medieval, art and culture, modern Indian history, then only I will understand history. It's not a time scale. You are not competing here. You can directly start with 1857. Nothing will happen. Sky won't fall down. Okay. Or else, if you are smart person, if you have some maturity, so directly I will start spectrum. Okay. That is also to an extent fine, but I won't recommend it. Just to try to read themes part. Okay. Next, for polity, there are 3 textbooks. Our polity 1, 2. Okay. Indian Constitution at Work, highly recommended. For polity NCERTs, these 3 are highly recommended. But if you want to read political science also, that is also recommended if you are preferring political science optional. Social justice, there is an NCERT called as social justice, 11th class NCERT as far as I remember. Okay, that you can read. Next, Indian economy. See, instead of NCERTs, normally I suggest NIOS material, National Institute of Open Schooling. National Institute of Open Schooling material. They will teach you absolute beginning basics. What is barter system? What are goods? What are services? Okay, why are goods and services exchanged? Like this, you have zero clue. You are an engineer. You came to UPSC world. Better book to read is NIOS material. But again, please use common sense. There will be statistics, data. In 1995, Indian economy was like this. Some data will be there. You don't have to mug up numbers. Okay. Plus, what is that NCERT for Indian economy? Indian economic development. There is a 9th or 11th class textbook called as Indian economic development. It starts with Palampur and all those things. Fantastic book. Everybody should read it. Indian economic development. Micro, macro. See, again I said NIOS is my suggested source. That is what I suggest you if you want to read. Okay. Sir, I don't even understand that. I am absolute beginner. I am scared of economy. You are shivering. Nightmares are coming. There is a book called as Shankar Ganesh. There is a book called as Shankar Ganesh. Only when you are absolutely crying for Indian economy, read that book. Absolute basics. Very, very simple textbook. It will help you understand basics of Indian economy. And I will, today only I will tell you. See, most people do this silly, simple mistake of starting with GDP, GNP, all these technical details on Indian economy. Indian economy is much more than the definitions. If you read, if you skip that first chapter, no? What is GDP, GNP and all these things. If you start moving to the next chapters, it will start making sense automatically. There is no link between first chapter and second chapter. But people try to remember GDP, this, GNP, this. It creates some panic in the new students. So that don't do that mistake. You can skip and move to next chapters. Very, very easy subject. Logic. Okay. Now, here comes a tricky situations. If you have some decent basic understanding, okay, you can directly start with 11th class. Physical geography and Indian geography, 11th class textbooks are more than enough for Indian geography. Okay, again, soils, red color, black color, it simply is common sense. Where do students fail to understand NCERT is, see, there are topics like oceanography. There is a topic like oceanography, tides or winds, north side they will deflect like this, south side they will deflect like this. They are very, very complicated topics, climatology, oceanography. Okay, for them watch YouTube videos or take the help of some faculty. Okay, rest all chapters you can read with common sense. Evergreen forest, what does the name say? Evergreen, all the time they are green, that is why they are evergreen chapters. Why should you watch a YouTube video for that? Yes or no? It makes sense when you watch a YouTube video for oceanography and climatology. But if you are wasting time on soils also, that is lack of common sense, at least in my opinion. Okay. Sir, I am not able to cope up with the 11th class NCERT. Then as time passes, maybe you can invest in 11th to 12th for geography. Again, this is purely my opinion. There is no standard golden rule. Nowadays, toppers are saying, sir, we have read NCERT gist only, we are moving on. But I want you to read NCERTs because the language will teach you how to write answers. If you open Anudip Durisetti's answer copies, okay, a simple definition is there. What is food security? He writes food security is availability, affordability, accessibility. 3 A's. Where did he pick that up from? Indian economic development. First paragraph, he picked it. Okay. So there is a beauty, rhyme, rhythm to reading NCERTs. But again, you should not be foolish to read every NCERT out there. Okay. And there are NCERTs like Indian society, in political science, all of them are only useful for mains, for your optional more. But this is for basics. Okay. Art and culture NCERT, 11th class NCERT is there, absolutely recommended. Your entire Nitin Singhania is made from that NCERT only. Okay. So art and culture NCERT you should not skip under any circumstances. There is no NCERT for environment and biodiversity, science and tech. Okay, science and tech, again you should read NCERTs very selectively. Okay, I will share a table. In 7th class which are the most important chapters, in 8th class which are the most important chapters, like for example blood, physics, biology, like this. There are selective areas where UPSC prefers to ask questions. You can read them. Okay, these are more than enough for starters. Got my point? Yes. Any confusions there? No? Summary is most, yes please. No, I can explain. You need any full form? Okay. What happens is, mostly for history you will read NCERTs, for geography you will read NCERTs, science and tech sometimes you might read NCERTs. Apart from that, directly you will go to the rest of the subjects. But art and culture, highly recommend NCERTs. Okay. Entire mains stuff, you can jump. But if your optional is sociology, highly recommended to read Indian society NCERTs. If your optional is political science, highly recommended to read political science. But after reading all these things, if you have time, when you have time, you can read world history NCERTs, Indian society NCERTs, political science NCERTs, because you will learn a lot of stuff which will help you in essays and mains writing. But these are first, they are later. Okay. Sorry? Our political system 1 and 2, they are 11th class. Then Indian Constitution at work. Indian Constitution at work. In my opinion, that is the most important textbook of all. Okay. Then again, you can directly after that enter into Lakshmikant. Yes. See, it's very commonsensical. I mean, it's easy to be misguided in internet. Everybody will say, if I have a blog, I can dump everything, read all these textbooks. What will I lose? See, students will have a mindset, Sir is telling only limited books, I will read everything. What if question comes from that area? Yes or no? That is called as FOMO. What is FOMO? Have you ever heard about that term? Fear of missing out. FOMO is called as fear of missing out. What if in 8th class geography NCERT question comes? First master the basic geography, then we will worry about 8th class NCERT, no? Okay, no faculty will deliberately misguide you. But a student who came into the UPSC in the beginning stages, he will have a lot of confidence and overconfidence. Okay, why? I am the smartest person alive, I came to UPSC, so I must be double smart. Okay, then I have read on YouTube topper copies, this stuff, this website, that you have to read 6th to 12th every NCERT. Okay, you came into UPSC 13 days ago. I came into UPSC 13 years ago. So there will be a difference between you and me in experience. So if I am saying, Bhaiya, don't worry, then there is some assurance. Yes. Second thing, what will happen if you spend too much time only on NCERT? I in this very podium, okay, one day I sat with a student. He brought this number of books, handwritten books, okay, NCERT notes. He made it over a span of 2 years. I kid you not, I'm not lying. Okay, 2 years he made this amount of notes only on NCERTs. I asked, when are you going to revise them? Yes or no? When are you going to revise them? What is the purpose of making notes if you are not going to revise? And second thing, what is the meaning of notes? A 100-page book is converted into 10-page notes is common sense. Distilling, 10% rule. That means if you are reading 10 pages, what should be your note size? 1 page. If you are reading 100 pages, it should be in 10 pages. If you are reading 1000 pages of optional notes, it should be in 100 pages notes. That is when you can revise. Tomorrow morning there is exam, you can revise 100 pages very easily because you are revising it for 6th time, 7th time. Okay. But if you make notes which is bigger than the NCERT size, then what is the meaning? So students will do all this unnecessarily innocent stupid things. So don't do all of those things. You don't have to make notes out of NCERTs. You don't have to mug up NCERTs. NCERTs are what? Your refreshers. After school we forgot lot of stuff. We forgot what is constitution, federalism, elections and all these things. Who will refresh you all these things? NCERTs. See, most people don't even know that Hitler killed Jews. Yes or no? They don't know the name of that entire program. Okay, why he killed them? What is Berlin War? What is Cold War? Like this, most people don't know what? Basics. So who will tell you all these things? NCERTs. Simple. So NCERT is a refresher. But what you hear and learn in the static textbooks, in the classes, they are your bread and butter. Polity, Lakshmikant, Indian economy, a standard textbook. Geography, again a standard textbook with images, revision, notes. That is what is going to help you. Okay. So don't mistake woods for the trees. NCERTs are just a stepping stone. Okay. I will tell you that part also. NCERT your first building block, just a refresher. After NCERT will read what? Standard textbooks. Okay. Second step, standard textbook means Lakshmikant, Ramesh Singh, like this. After standard textbooks you will read value addition material. Value addition material is newspapers, monthly magazines or institute handouts. Okay, all these things are value addition materials. Then lastly we will have quick revision materials. Okay, what are they? Quick revision materials. That means you have a 1-page summary of entire fundamental rights. Okay, all the constitutional bodies are distilled into one chart. Like this is called as quick revision material. After this comes, sorry. Answer writing. The last one is what? Answer writing. Okay. You are eligible to write a wonderful answer when you have done 3 and 4. Okay. This can be your handwritten 1-page summary. Facts, numbers. For example, India's poverty is this. In 2001 census, women are this percentage. Like this, you will have just last minute revision material, quick revision material. Okay. But to be eligible to do all these things, first you have to read selective NCERTs. Then you will read standard textbooks. Then you will start understanding value addition material, that is newspapers and other stuff. Then you will read quick revision materials. Mixing all these things, you will write what? Answer writing. But today you came to UPSC, you are very curious to do what? Answer writing. Where are you? You are here. You haven't even started NCERTs. But you are eager to write what? Answers. That's my summary. You may or may not like what I am saying. Okay. But matter of fact is, if I hate sun has nothing to lose. If you don't like me, I has nothing to lose. But this is a process. After A, B will come. B after B, only C will come. After C, D will come. Sir, I will go to D. You are happy to go. Okay, there is nothing I will lose. Who will lose? You will lose. Why? You will lose the basic conceptual clarity. Okay. The process. Trust the process, not the faculty or anyone. Trust the process. Use common sense. A, B, C, D, NCRT, standard textbooks. Then comes value addition. Then comes quick revision. Then comes answer writing practice. Clear? Any confusions? Any questions? We will see online. Any questions? Yes. See, feel free to ask questions. Don't worry about others. Others will not be there. When your name is in the final list, you will be alone. Yes or no? You won't take your entire class into the final list? Will you? Winners stand alone. Yes or no? In the top, it's always empty. In the bottom only, there will be too much noise. But as you go higher and higher, 10 lakh people will write prelims. 14,000 people will write mains. 2,000 people or 2,500 people will give interview. Finally, 800 people will get into the final list. Within the top, 70 or 80 will get into the IAS. Again, depending on your category and all those things. You get the thing? As you go higher and higher, the numbers will become lower and lower. So think about it. So I think I addressed all the three parts of the discussion, right? How to use newspapers. Your responsibility is to start mugging up syllabus copy from tomorrow till 1 month. Maximum 1 month you should mug up entire syllabus. Then you should remember all the previous year questions in at least next 2 months. Prelims and mains 10 years. After that you have to read newspapers daily. Even if you don't understand, try to struggle so that you will be aware of the contemporary things. Then start NCRTs as soon as possible. Watch YouTube videos only when it's absolutely necessary. You banged your head on the wall for 10 times, you are not understanding, only then go to YouTube videos. You don't understand one line, immediately jump to YouTube videos is the worst idea ever. Why? The teacher will revise all those things hundreds of times, he will have conceptual clarity. But conceptual clarity should be in whose brain? Your brain. Yes or no? What you learn through struggle, okay, you will remember it for a long time. Okay, so put that struggle. Don't avoid friction. Friction is essential for good learning. Okay, yes. Any question whatsoever, feel free to let me know. I will be happy to address, or I will end the session. Ayipinda? Why? Nothing to ask. What's your name? Sriram. Sriram. Any question, Sriram? Mohamatama. Nothing. Yes. Last two. Nothing. Yes. Online people. Are you hesitant for some reason, or again we will provide the PDF, don't worry, the book list and all those things, it will be shared in the group as well. I told you, science and table and all those things I will share. You seem to be a hesitant group. Yes, fine. So okay then, see you all. Thank you.